Today we'll be demonstrating a full installation of your garage door opener. What's going on? Welcome to today's video. My name's Colton and today I'm here with my good friend Roger Bartholomew. Today is actually going to be a full installation of a garage door opener. We're talking hardware installation all the way to app installation so you can connect to your Wi-Fi and control that remotely.
So here's the tools that we'll need for this job. We're going to need a ratchet set, a mallet, screwdrivers, a drill bits, a utility knife, wrench, gloves, eye protection, wire strippers, and a hammer. To set up your smartphone app, you'll need your smartphone, your Wi-Fi password, and a strong Wi-Fi connection. To do a complete start to finish garage door installation, including the app setup, will take about 3 hours.
Okay, let's get started.
Detach your garage door from the track by pulling on this red cord. You should see this metal arm or something like that's attaching the track to the garage door. Remove the bolts necessary to loosen this up. Now above your garage door at the end of the track, you're going to see a pin and ring combo here that's holding everything in. Remove the ring. Do not remove the pin yet. Make sure you go and plug your garage door motor. Now go to the actual motor of your garage door and loosen all the wires. This one only has a red and white. If there's any other wires, remove those as well. Find the bolts that are securing your motor to the brackets above and loosen those. Don't remove the bolts all the way out until you're ready to take down the whole thing. When you are ready, make sure you tap out the pin at the very end of the track, find a friend, and carefully lower this thing down. Now that the motor and the track are out of the way, there are some modifications that had to happen to this specific garage. We're going to cut a hole where the support is, add 2 new supports in order to make a more accessible area for the new track to be installed. We had to take the side rails where the wheels of the garage will be rolling and raise those up. Everything wasn't level and it was messing stuff up. Now crack open your Chamberlain box, and for the ease of looking at all the parts, I removed everything, laid everything out. Make sure you remove everything from the actual motor. There's a lot of stuff in there. The things you can set off to the side right now is anything that's going to open your garage, wire, and lasers. Find these 5 bars, and these bars are going to make the track when you insert all of them into each other. There is one rod that's special and different from the others. There's stuff inside of it, so set that aside. And also make sure that this rod, the special one, is actually going to be right above the garage door. Sticker up. Once you have that one special bar with the sticker up, you can just interlock all of the other bars. Simply, you just line it up and you'll see little metal tabs. Just take a rubber mallet and tap it in. Make sure you tap it in all the way, and also make sure that the tabs are all on the same side so you don't have to remove the bar and redo it. On the second to last bar, or the bar right before where the motor is going to be mounted, you're going to want to take a screwdriver and slip it in there. This is going to act as a stopper. This will make sense later. Next, take this little slider piece and slip it on the track. Make it look like this when you put it on. This pull lever will be facing down. Take this final metal piece and tap it onto the bottom to where the motor will go. This will actually mount the whole track to the motor. There's a bolt hole for this final bolt right before you get to the motor. Make sure you don't forget to put this in and tighten it down. As you can see by looking at the motor and the track, it is very obvious to where the track lines up with the motor. So unscrew those bolts, line up the track, then tighten the bolts back down. I would also highly recommend finding a box or some sort of support that will raise up the opposite end of the track in order to make this all level while you're working on it. This is what you should have so far. Go to that yellow sticker at the end of the track and you're going to see this little tab. You're actually going to raise this 90 degrees. Take a flathead screwdriver, prop it up, then take some pliers and make sure it completes that 90-degree angle. Now take this rubber belt and you're going to thread it through this area, make sure the hook is down, and then also make sure that the teeth are facing towards the motor. Take the wheel. All of this should already be greased up, especially with the bolt that will be fastening it down. Take the bolt, put it down, make sure you put the washer and the nut and tighten it all up. Now the end of the belt that has the hook down, you're going to take that and hook it onto the slider. This is where the screwdriver comes into play to stop it. Now go ahead and take the whole belt and unravel it. Make sure you don't twist it and hook it onto the motor. There's going to be a little cardboard piece that's covering this grease part. Remove that. You'll notice the opposite end of the belt doesn't hook onto anything. This is where you're going to take the spring and this bolt and you're actually going to loosen it from each other. Please be careful with this. This bolt should be easily removed just by hand loosening it. You don't need special tools in order to remove this bolt. Once that's removed, take the bolt and the end of the belt and you're going to connect them with this master link. Essentially put the link in, then this part that acts like a washer, and then this part that locks on, and you're going to want to slip it on. Use some pliers if you want, and it should lock into place. Next, take your spring and just tighten it until it's nice and snug. Next, you're going to want to take a flathead and insert it in this little slot here. You want the spring to pop open in order to have the right tension. Easiest way we found to do this is take a flathead and put it in the slot, hold that still, and then then tighten the spring. After that's done, take your black cap and cover the greasy gear over by the motor and screw those 3 bolts down. Again, we had to do some modifications above the garage, so here's a before photo and then here is an after photo. We really just had to create an additional support for this new garage track in order to work properly. Next, you're going to take your skinny bracket and mount that to your actual garage. Now, previously you removed an arm from this garage. This bracket is going to essentially hold the new arm, so we'll install that later. Next, you're going to look at your garage and look at the center and go right above it. You're going to want to make sure that the next bracket that you install is center with your garage door. This is going to be the end that's going to hold your actual garage door track. Also, the bracket that you'll be using will be the wider one. Find your friend again and make sure that you line the track up and go ahead and take a pin and ring and insert that into the end above the garage. You'll also want to make sure in measuring this out that the track is at least 2 inches above the garage door when fully open. We were able to use the support beams above the motor with a little bit of adjusting pretty easily. However, there are some beams out there that could be way off and you may have to unscrew the whole thing, do some cutting and readjusting in order for your motor to be supported properly. To install light bulbs, just go ahead and plop down these plastic covers, screw them in, and then cover back up. Don't forget to take your red cord and tie a knot to this lever acting as the emergency release. Next, take your arm that's going to go to the garage and use a pin and ring combo again and make sure you just tighten that up. Now there was a black bar that was tucked away in one of the track bars. Go ahead and take that, slip that out, and use a pin and ring combo to attach that to the slider and then tighten that up with the pin and ring. Also then take the opposite end of this arm and tighten that down with a bolt, washer, and nut combo to the part that is already attached to the garage. And next, to prep for wiring, make sure this lever is horizontal. Go over to your main garage door opener in the garage and remove that from the wall. Oftentimes when you remove this wire you can reuse it, but because of how old this garage wire was, we wanted to replace it, start with new. So we used the provided wire, split the wire, then made sure we stripped the ends, and then when you attach this to the new garage door opener, you're going to loosen these bolts, red and white, and attach the red wire to the red one and the white one to the white one. The red one is actually a white one with a red stripe. After you tighten the screws down, go over to the wall and have a pilot hole, and then also where the bolt is going to go. Screw that down, tighten it up. Now take the staples that were included with this Chamberlain purchase. You're going to structure a wire line all the way to the garage door. Now oftentimes this is usually pretty clean and it comes out of the wall. Split and strip the other end of the wire, and you're going to take a screwdriver and push in this little orange tab and put the red wire in the red box and the white wire in the white box. Now go grab your garage sensor laser holder bracket things and attach them to the garage like so. These brackets will secure themselves by pressure. You don't have to add in any bolts. Make sure that these little prongs don't go beyond the track or else your garage door won't open. Now grab your garage door sensors, attach those on with a bolt and wing nut, and staple a wire line to your garage door opener. And before you put the wires in the actual garage door opener, you're going to have 4 wires, but you're only going to have 2 places to put them, a white one and a black one. What you're going to have to do is split and strip both sensor wires and put the blacks together and the whites together, and make sure that the whites are then put in the white box and the blacks are put in the black box. Plug in the garage door opener, and now you should have power. Look at your sensors. You should have a green light and an amber light. Go to your garage door opener and push this middle button once, and you're going to then hear a beep. At this point, you need to now take your garage door track and attach that to your garage door. So what that means is if you push and hold the down button all the way until your garage door clicks in, and that emergency release is now horizontal. The arrow should still be blinking orange reddish color, so now that you have the garage door attached, push and hold that all the way until you get to the point of where you want your garage door to open without going too far and hitting that bolt. Once you have that spot located, push that middle button again and the light will blink. Now the down arrow should be the orange reddish color, and go ahead and push and hold that up until the point of where you want your garage door to close. Once you're finished, push the middle button, the light will blink, and push the up arrow just to test it. Make sure that you watch your garage door and it truly stops at the point where you told it to stop, and then you can then go back and push the down arrow and also test it and make sure that it stops where you told it to stop. Go to your app store and find the MyQ app. Download that, open it up, and you're presented with a bunch of options. Select the top option that's going to be your garage Wi-Fi setup, and you're presented with a checklist of the 3 things you need: access to your garage door opener, a strong Wi-Fi signal, and your Wi-Fi password. Hit next and you're going to select the photo that best represents your garage door opener button. Go over to your garage door opener and hit learn. Now at this point we had to troubleshoot because we ran into issues to where it said we were supposed to hear a beep, but we didn't hear a beep. We decided to hit the learn button again to see if anything would change, and it didn't. If you have a similar situation, if you just hit next in the app and you say that you didn't hear a beep, you are then taken through a very easy, straightforward troubleshoot section that's very simple to follow. Go over to the garage door motor, unplug it, plug it back in, and hit next. Push the yellow learn button 3 times in a row and the blue light should start to blink. You should have heard a beep, hit next, and turn on your GPS. At this point, it should have found your device, and go ahead and select your device in order to connect to it. Next, find your Wi-Fi and enter the password. After you have entered your password correctly, it's going to connect back to the device, load everything up, and you can now name whatever you want your MyQ garage door opener to be named. Finish up by hitting next and make sure you hit finish as well. It'll give you a little warning. Go ahead and hit OK and test out your garage door opener by hitting open and closed, also looking at the status of what the garage is while you're looking at your app. Do know that if the garage door is currently closed and you just tap to open it, it opens it very quickly. However, if your garage door is currently open and you want it to close quickly, what'll actually happen is you'll tap close and it'll actually blink for a little bit and give a warning. This is a safety precaution and notifies anyone who may be around the area that the garage door is about to close. Do know though that the sensors will still work and everything's still fine just like a normal garage door, so if there's anything that blocks its path, it should open back up again. And you're done.
Thank you so much for watching today's video. If you liked what you just watched, consider subscribing by clicking on this icon right here. Also, if you want to see other videos just like this one, go ahead and click on this link right up here. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.